Hello, very good morning and welcome to our newspaper highlights. Today Wednesday, 31st of May 2017. This is Edward with the highlights of today's English newspapers. Daily Mirror, Daily News and Ceylon Today are taken up for today's highlights. Firstly, let's have a look on the Daily Mirror. The main headline of the Daily Mirror highlights: floods and landslides. Death toll continues to rise. The death toll from the floods and landslides rose to 194 as of last afternoon, with 100 missing and 575,816 people from 149,678 families displaced. Nearly 1,326 houses were destroyed and 6,979 damaged, with the district of Ratnapura, Kegol, Matale, Vavuniya, Mullaitivu, Matara, Hambantota, Gol, Colombo, Kalutara, Gambaha, Batikalo, Trincomalee and Nuvareliya being the most affected. Matara residents warned to be beware of crocodiles. Residents living along the Nilwala Ganga in Matara have been advised to remain vigilant for possible attacks by crocodiles after several of them were spotted inside houses that were underwater. Helping flood and landslide victims. Joe warns a circular ensuring safety of public servants. The joint opposition yesterday requested President Maithripala Sirisena to issue a circular ensuring the safety of government servants who are providing relief to flood and landslide affected people, disregarding standard protocols and circulars. They need not fear to break the law to carry out relief operations. Public servants need not be afraid of being faulted in case of circumventing laid down procedures when helping the flood and landslide affected, Public Enterprise Development Deputy Minister Iran Vikramaratne said yesterday. Secondly, let's move to Daily News. The main headline of the Daily News highlights: flood damaged houses to get up to 2.5 million rupees. The government has decided to grant a compensation up to a maximum of 2.5 million rupees per each house destroyed in the adverse weather conditions, Minister Rajendra Senaratne said yesterday. The deaths will receive a compensation of 100,000 per each individual. President cancels vehicle imports for ministers. No new vehicles will be purchased for ministers or government institutions until the end of this year. President Maithripala Sirisena has instructed ministers at the cabinet meeting held yesterday not to purchase new vehicles, considering the outcome of the adverse weather conditions which caused havoc in the country, Ports and Shipping Minister Mahinda Samarasinghe said. The cabinet has already approved several supplementary estimates presented to the cabinet to import vehicles for several ministries. Special health units to treat flood victims. The Health Ministry has established a special coordinating unit headed by Dr. Atulla Kahandaliyanage to provide prompt medical and health services for the flood victims. World No Tobacco Day. Government loses 42 billion rupees in smoking-related health spending. Today is World No Tobacco Day. Annually, around 25,000 Sri Lankans die due to smoking and related health issues. Sri Lanka was the first Asian country and the fourth country in the world to ratify WHO Framework Convention on Tobacco Control. According to Health Ministry sources, the Sri Lanka government receives 100 billion rupees as tax from tobacco but spends 142 billion rupees to treat people who fall sick with non-communicable diseases. The loss is 42 billion rupees. In Sri Lanka, 24% of men and 2.3% of women smoke. Bhutan is the least smoking country in the region and Sri Lanka comes second. Finally, let's move to Ceylon Today. The main headline says, President stalls luxury vehicle binge. President Maithripala Sirisena yesterday directed the cabinet to stop all vehicle imports for ministers and ministries this year in light of the national flood disaster situation, Minister of Ports and Shipping Mahinda Samarasinghe said. Crucial negotiation with Chinese on 1 June. Ports Minister prioritizes Hambantota Port deal. The Hambantota Port lease agreement between the Ministry of Ports and the China Merchants Holdings Company Limited will be further discussed on 1 June, Dayasri new co-cabinet spokesman. The government yesterday appointed Sports Minister Dayasri Jayasegara as co-cabinet spokesman from the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. Minister Mahinda Amaraveera said yesterday. With that, let's come to an end of today's paper highlights. We will come with more news tomorrow morning. Thanks for listening to other newspaper highlights.